Ladies and gentlemen, as proof of the unimaginable possibilities in the Marvel multi-universe, we give you the one person who could play Victor Von Doom.
Don't ask questions, just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Oh come on, you all knew this was gonna happen sooner or later. When your franchise is on the ropes, all your new characters, movies and TV shows have failed, and you're all out of ideas on how to fix it, there's really only one thing left. The nuclear option. Bring back the most popular actors, writers and directors of yesteryear with the promise of massive paychecks in the hopes that it'll turn back time and revive the glory days. And so it was at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, the annual nerd event where Marvel are given the increasingly daunting task of drumming up some kind of enthusiasm from their wavering fan base by announcing another slew of boring, derivative, cash grab spin-offs of stuff that's already been done far better. Tell me, are you excited for Discount Iron Man or Discount Captain America that's had the GDP of a small South African country spent on it? Or a Blade movie that's been in development longer than most of us have been alive? Or Agatha Harkness, we can't stick with a title for more than 2 weeks? Anyway, I digress. The point here is that Marvel finally achieved their attention-grabbing objective when Robert Downey Jr. was paraded out on stage in full Doctor Doom outfit to make the announcement that he'd be returning to the MCU to play one of Marvel's most iconic villains in the next 2 Avengers movies. Because let's be honest, I don't think we're going to be seeing much of Kang from now on. You know, it's funny because we joked many times on Open Bar that we'd know for sure when Marvel had reached creative bedrock if they brought Robert Downey Jr. back as Tony Stark. And well, here we are, halfway there already. I say halfway because there's actually a storyline from the comics called Infamous Iron Man, where Doctor Doom took up the suit after Tony Stark fell into a coma. I wonder if they might be building up to something like that here. I wonder if this whole thing was just a roundabout way of getting RDJ back into that good old Iron Man suit without admitting that they straight up retconned him back to life. And I can pretty much see how it's all gonna play out. It's probably gonna be a variation of that storyline. It's probably going to involve multiverses because after 5 years of failure, Marvel are still clinging to the idea that they can make that concept work. And for all I know, it's probably going to involve an alternate Tony Stark facing off against Doctor Doom so that we can get twice the Robert Downey Jr. action. And we might as well throw in an alternate Thanos too, because why the hell not, right? He was popular as well. The thing is, you're probably watching this video right now and thinking, Drinker, you wisecracking genius billionaire playboy philanthropist, how can you be so cynical about something so cool and unexpected? Easily, because I know exactly why this is happening. There's a reason Marvel parted company with most of the original Avengers after Endgame, and it had nothing to do with creativity and artistic integrity. Instead, it had absolutely everything to do with money. The more you bring back actors to play the same role, the more expensive they become over the years. They're getting older and less interested in doing effects-heavy action scenes. They're worried about typecasting and wasting their prime years by spinning their wheels. They start getting bored and they want to take on new roles, and their agents start demanding more and more money for doing less work. All of this leads to a pretty dangerous combination. I don't know what it cost to have RDJ, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth and the rest of the gang together one last time for Endgame, but I'm willing to bet that it was a very significant chunk of the budget. Cutting out these aging and expensive actors and bringing together a younger, newer and cheaper cast for the next big event movie made perfect sense from a business point of view. The only problem is that nobody liked what they tried to replace them with, which is why so many post-Endgame projects absolutely flopped, and why there was very little interest in the next Avengers movie. They'd failed to set up any compelling characters or storylines to feed into it. The thing is, the whole point of Avengers films is that they act like a giant sandbox where all your favourite toys from different places can come crashing together in wild and wacky ways. It's fun because you get to watch characters that have never interacted with each other before trading quips and matching their skills and wits against each other. You get to see the culmination of big storylines storylines and character arcs that you've been following for years. But like I say, it all hinges on the build-up, and if there's one thing that phases 4 and 5 of the MCU have failed spectacularly at, it's creating any kind of build-up for the next Avengers movie. Fuck me, the narrative is so fragmented and littered with the corpses of aborted ideas at this point that I'd struggle to even tell you what the main storyline is. Now don't get me wrong, it's not been all bad news for Marvel lately. Deadpool and Wolverine is shaping up to be the kind of big, crowd-pleasing summer movie that they desperately need at this point. But just like Guardians 3, they can't really exploit it because it was more of a swan song to a different era than the dawn of a new one. Something tells me you won't be seeing Deadpool as the centerpiece of a new Avengers team anytime soon. Captain America 4 has been blighted by a nightmarish production, endless reshoots, and a budget so ridiculously huge that the film has got almost no chance of breaking even, never mind making a profit. Meanwhile, everyone's geared up to roundly ignore Agatha Harkness in droves. All of this is to say that bringing Robert Downey Jr. back into the MCU feels like a move born out of necessity rather than desire, a desperate decision by a company that knows its franchise is in trouble, and the only way forward now is to look backwards to more successful times. I mean, maybe the simple fact that they're actually aware of the problem now and doing something to address it is some kind of progress. It's a public admission that what they've been doing recently isn't working, and a change of course is desperately needed. Up until the Marvels landed on us, it was still possible for them to stick their fingers in their ears, ignore the growing fan criticisms, and blame their declining box office returns on other factors. But after that calamity, there was just no hiding it anymore. Something had to give. And you know what? I hope it works out for them. I really do. Because any studio that recognises their mistakes and makes a genuine effort to fix them deserves some kind of recognition for it. But let's be real here, there's a big difference between bringing back one popular actor for some quick and easy fan service and making a sincere attempt to put right the many problems they've created for themselves. Only time will tell if this is the former or the latter. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.